A Christmas Story Christmas is the latest follow-up to the classic A Christmas Story, but at least this one has most of the same actors in it. Though I'm sticking with my guns and saying It Runs in the Family, aka My Summer Story, which still had the involvement of Bob Clark and Gene Shepard, is probably still the best of the sequels, at least of the ones I saw. The plot of this one does work, though. It's 1973, and the old man has just passed on, so Ralphie and his family go back home so he and his mom can put together a fun, festive Christmas. That way their memory of the holiday isn't always tied in with the fact that the old man just died. With the whole coming back home for Christmas thing, and Ralphie being a struggling writer, it's almost a plot you'd see on a Hallmark Christmas movie. Hell, it's even shot like one, too. But it does have some pretty relatable things in it in terms of it being a Midwest Christmas film. I like stuff like the Parkers all sampling casseroles because everyone in the neighborhood is giving them one, and some have nasty ingredients, so they're comparing the best with the worst. I like the bit where they're hiding from carolers because they never know when to go back inside. Plus, since all of the characters in it are now adults, there's so much more drinking in this movie. From the family having their wine and making the kids put up the decorations, to Schwartz practically living in the bar and an ongoing gag about his bar tab. It is cool seeing Scott Schwartz in a better movie, too. I think the last thing I saw him in was A Wrestling Christmas Miracle. And these actors are still pretty good together. Peter Billingsley still has all his mannerisms and expressions down from when he played Ralphie nearly 40 years ago. Julie Haggerty takes over the role of the mom from Melinda Dillon, and of course she's excellent, but it would have been pretty cool and a great tie-in if they cast Mary Steenburgen. So those are the parts where the movie works. Where it doesn't work is pretty much exactly where you think it is. It's definitely a nostalgia sequel, and it goes full force on that. It's the kind of movie where Ralphie will go into the attic and look at various things from the first movie, accompanied by visual clips or sound clips from the original. It does this a lot. It's pretty easy to guess how it's gonna end and tie into the first, so I get why there has to be some callbacks, but this is a case where it uses it as a crutch way too much. Nearly every scene contains some repeated line from the first. Yeah, the movie has narration because all the others did, but there is a bit too much of it here. They throw in the fantasy sequences too, and yeah, it feels like it's there out of obligation, but the fantasy sequences do contain some pretty good gags. The movie gets so wrapped up in the shenanigans or the callbacks that during the whole middle act, it pretty much forgets about the old man being dead until that plot comes back later. All of those negative things keeps the movie from ever having its own identity, which is unfortunate because it does have a plot that's good and doesn't just repeat the plot from the first. If they focused on that more, like Ralphie becoming like his old man over the course of the movie, they could have had something better. But again, it does have its moments. You ever see one of those movies that's fine because there's other things like it that are worse? This is a way better movie than A Christmas Story 2. It's way better than the musical version. It's better than some stuff in other franchises like Home Sweet Home Alone. Although Scut Farkus's role in this is pretty much buzzes from that movie. I will say that was one of the better scenes here. This movie could have used a lot more Zack Ward. I'd even be fine with a Scut spin-off. I'll give the movie a respectable C+. It's fine to watch as a reunion movie with the family. It's on streaming, so you don't have to go anywhere for it. There are some laughs to be had, but it's not anything I'd ever revisit, really. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and check out our other recent reviews like The Menu and R.I.P.D. 2. What? And we'll see you next time.